Unlike my wife, who loves to revisit old shows and movies and books, that doesn't tend to be my personality as much. I really try and enjoy things fully in the moment while I'm going through them and integrate whatever lessons might be there. And then I'm moving on to the next thing. And I see this as just part of my temperament, and there's some gifts and positive qualities that come with that. And yet I'm also aware that things can get lost. There's lessons and learnings and nuances that maybe aren't fully grasped the first time and can be really appreciated when we return to it a second or third time. I'm reminded of this right now as we get ready to offer our ecotherapy training in February. And as I revisit and return to the curriculum and the training and the experiences that go with that, I'm not only really excited about it, but I'm aware of the learning and the lessons that come, having been through this before. And in particular, the words distilling and discernment stand out because having gone through this before, there's a much greater discernment about what exactly is important to offer in this training. The first time, and even probably the second time that we offered this, I wanted to give everyone everything. And I think at times it was too comprehensive and too heady and too much material, and that's not always the best thing. So as we go and get ready to go through this the third time, there's a distilling of what of the curriculum and the material feels really essential and important to prioritize, and very much focusing on that. Additionally, there's also greater distilling and discernment of what the participants and students have really enjoyed, be that the parts of the lectures, the notes, the resources, the webinars, and how can we focus and prioritize this even more. And sometimes this means letting things go. Sometimes this means adding new material and curriculum. So for example, we're going to have a whole module that's going to be looking at the therapeutic ways of working with climate change and the psychological impacts of that. A lot of people have asked for that before. And so that helps me to distill and realize that that's something very important. Furthermore, we're going to be offering some more specific details about exercises and practices and experiences that people can use to facilitate and offer for others, whether they're a teacher or a therapist, individuals or groups, experienced or beginner, because I think that's something that people have spoken about really wanting, and we want to offer that because that is the discernment that we get not only in our own process, but also through reflection and feedback with others. And there's something else that I think really stands out is having done this a number of times, I think I have a much greater appreciation and discernment about what it is that our program does really well and maybe areas that we're not as strong. So for example, when I first started offering this about 4 years ago, there weren't many other ecotherapy or nature therapy training programs. And so it didn't really require us to stand out or to differentiate ourselves. Whereas now, luckily, there are so many programs out there. And I really want people to find the right ones that work for them. And because of the plethora of options, it enables other students to have much greater discernment. And so in that way, I think it's helpful for me to reflect on and share what I think it is that we do well. And so one is we offer a really adaptable and diverse toolkit that can empower people, whether they're experienced or beginners, and regardless of the ways and how they want to work, that these toolkits filled with principles and practices, skills and strategies, I think are really applicable in a wide variety of ways. And I think that's a real benefit of our program. Furthermore, I think we bring together a really wonderful community of diverse but also like-minded peers from across the globe who are bringing their experiences and sharing in a really heartfelt and connected way in our webinars. And I think that's something that stands out that I'm proud of, I know I love, and often is one of the highlights when other people talk about their experiences as well. A third quality that I think we focus on is instead of giving you a really rote specific series of steps that you have to do this and in this way for exactly this length of time, we're less focused on what you do as opposed to empowering you how you do it so that you can find a really authentic and personalized expression of ecotherapy that works for you, so that you can take your passions and your purpose and bring it into a profession that really sparks you and will make you most effective working with others. So like I said, instead of giving people a very specific set of steps that they need to follow, we're more about empowering you to find your voice, to find how you best want to offer ecotherapy, in what ways, and also have the comfort and the confidence and the skills to experiment and to offer it in different ways. And so, as I mentioned before, that could be with individuals or groups, it could be therapeutically, or it could be in teaching retreats or otherwise. And I think, again, our adaptable, diverse toolkit, as well as empowering you to find your authentic voice and expression, is something that I think we excel at. And finally, I think we offer a great value. For just $189, you get 5 different modules, each with lectures and accompanying notes, resources, practices and reflections, as well as a webinar. And that's for each of the 5 modules, as well as a one-on-one meeting with me at the end of our session and time together with the training. And so I think that is a really great value. It's not as long as some programs. It might not go as deep or specific as other programs, but I think what we do it really well. And so I feel very proud about that. So yeah, I may not be someone who returns and revisits to old movies and shows, but I'm really happy and excited to be returning and revisiting to our ecotherapy training. I love sharing this particular subject matter and connecting with other people and uplifting and supporting them to better express their passions and love for nature in a professional context, or even if they just want to use it to advance their own personal self-care. I'm excited to share and support that. Not to mention, in revisiting and returning, I think I'm better able to offer a better product and a better training for people because I get to learn and I go through my own lessons and understandings of what works, what doesn't, what we need more of, maybe what we need less of. And so I think the end result is that I'm offering you something better, and hopefully you're going to get more out of the experience. So if this sounds like an experience that you're interested in, I hope you'll join us. You can go to our website and learn more information. You can send us an email with questions or concerns. We offer scholarships for those for whom finances are a difficulty. Depending on how fully and actively you engage the curriculum and the training, there's also a certificate that is available. So again, I'm really excited to return and revisit to this training and look forward to those of you who might be interested and that this might seem like a really good fit for you. As always, nature knows the way, and this ecotherapy training is a wonderful example of that and how you get to take the therapeutic powers of nature and integrate it into your life and work and share it with others so that the ripples and the benefits are felt by so many. I hope you'll join us, but either way, I send my best. Happy New Year.